Hello everyone, welcome to the Vasudev Sharma podcast. So today we have a very special person on our podcast, the one and only Noor. So Noor, welcome to the Vasudev Sharma podcast. So the people's also watching you to right now. How did you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone. First of all, I am really excited to be here on the podcast and to have conversation with Vasudev. Introducing myself, my name is Amar Noor and I am a recent graduate in computer information systems. And if I would want to explain or introduce myself in one sentence, I think I would say that I am a very curious person. I like to explore, learn new things, and I don't like to be stagnant and being at one place. I think keep on moving is the agenda for my life, and I will always do that. Talking a bit about my work experience, I have worked at the intersection of data, machine learning, AI, and then creating websites and also tutoring kids in mathematics. And that's something I still do, and I really like doing that. So, yeah, that's it for my introduction. Thank you.
Wow, amazing, Noor. So yeah, what kind of child were you were growing up? Like curious, introverted, or someone who always like loved problem solving, this kind of thing?
I think I was not introverted. I was like a confident child, but I was very studious, only studying the whole time. And then I also did like couple of sports, like I did skating. So I was only like school, homework, go to skating, tuition, and then just come back. So I was more that kind of person. But now I don't like to be that person. So I just do like more of extra fun stuff apart from just studying and working.
Okay, so you just tell me you just graduated. Okay, so yeah, can you tell me about your journey, like how it started and how it is going to right now?
Okay, so it's very funny. When I was in grade 11 and grade 12, I really wanted to get into IIT and I prepared a lot for like JEE mains and then JEE advanced. I cleared JEE mains and then there was a point where I was like, I don't want to do this further. I was like so done with all the pressure of 2 years. And then it was the COVID year. So I was like at home studying online the whole time. And then I was like, okay, like I don't want to do this. And somehow I feel I just realized that, or I misunderstood that I won't be able to clear JEE Advanced and I should not try for it. Even like my teachers were telling that you should take a gap year, try for JEE Advanced, you'll get into IIT, it's fine. But I was like, no, it's either IIT or I'm just like running away. I want to go abroad. I'm not staying here. So there was no middle path. And I think that's a pattern I have observed now as well, that I always try to do this or that. There's no middle path. So it's highway, like it's my way or highway, like that. So
Mm.
yeah, so I think I just gave up at that time and I was not able to do it. So I came abroad. Like I enrolled into a pathway program which had 2 years in like India and then 2 years here in Canada, because my parents were a bit reluctant that they don't want to send me straight up abroad. Like, they're like, you haven't seen the world yet, it's not nice, you need to start living on your own first, like practice things and then you could go.
Oh wow, amazing. So can you share your journey like during the years, what type of thing you also experienced during your journey? Your like upper side and lower side, and what's the like fun you also faced during your journey?
Okay, so in the first semester when I entered, I obviously like made a lot of friends. We had like a nice group and stuff. And then it was a lot of fun in the beginning. And then when I got my exams, there was one of the courses, it was related to hardware. And like I'm not kidding, it was the first time in that like college that I was using a laptop. I didn't know how to create a file. Like I just did my grade 12 and I am still like so ashamed of myself that I didn't know how to create a file in the first class. And then there was this person who was sitting right to me, like right besides me, and then I was like, oh, how is he making a file? And then I just copied and made a file, like seriously. So I didn't know how to do all that, and then we were introduced to coding. I had really hard time learning coding in the first semester, and then okay, somehow I did that, and then there were courses of math. Math is one thing like I really like, and I have worked a lot in grade 11 and grade 12. So I was confident on math. Math went really well. And in the hardware course, I was like, I hope I don't fail, because if you like fail one course, you need to do it again, and it costs like 60,000.
Oh,
And then
wow.
I was like, I can't literally afford to fail this course. I just need to pass it. So yeah, I was like calling my parents, please pray that I pass this course. I don't want to fail in this course. It was so funny.
Okay.
And then for the same course, what happened in the next, like I passed that course, it was all fine. In the next year, we had like almost a similar course, and I had difficult times learning that as well. So what happened? There was like my parents always knew about what exams I had. Like I tend to share everything with them. So and on that exam, I was like, okay, they always call me like for best of luck and stuff. I was like, yeah, thank you. I went for the exam, and then after that, I just went out with my friends. The exam was done. I went out with my friends, and my phone was on silent, and my phone was in like my bag and stuff, and I'm just chilling, eating. Like there is a street food market. We just went there,
Yeah.
and then I realized that I received 5 calls. I was like, oh, okay, I'm just going home. I'll call them when I reach home in the PG. And I went into the PG. The house owner, he's climbing the stairs up to my room, and I'm like, huh? Like, what is happening? He's like, your parents are calling, you are not answering to them, and they're scared that I don't know, like, they don't know how the paper went. So basically, they were thinking that
Yeah.
I hope I haven't like suicide or something, because the paper didn't go well. And the owner is like climbing the stairs to my room. And in the first semester, I didn't get into the dean's list. So dean's list is like something which is above 3.67 GPA, and I got 3.64. So it was like I was not into the dean's list by very less GPA. So yeah, that happened. I was very disappointed. And then after that, in every next semester, I got into the dean's list. So yeah, it was nice.
Oh, amazing! Like every person in their like college life, lots of things happening, and yeah, it was really memorable for each of everyone. So, you also talk about like AI or web development. So, what inspired you to step into AI or web development? Because you just say that you don't even know how to create a folder at that time during your first semester, and right now you just are doing AI or web development. So, how the like shifting is like goes on?
So in the first year, the only thing I was determined and I knew about was that I want to be in the top section of the students. Like I don't like to be the people who are or who are average or below average. That's the only motivation I think I still have in my life, that I want to be in that top 10%. And that was the same thing. I don't think so at that time I had motivation about learning AI or web development or stuff like that. This was the only kick that I want to be in the top 10 students. That's it. So we had like summer internships and stuff. So how the curriculum was that there was fall semester, which was from September to December. Uh, and then we had winter, which was from January to April. And then we had 4 months off. So like you have to do some internship, or you are just like free. So I tried for that internship in the in the first year. The internship I did was it is a startup from Chandigarh called Kohli Spaces. So I created social media content for them. It was like very simple, just creating Canva posts or like editing stuff and like that. But over there was a person who was 1 year senior to me in from the same university. He was building website for them. And I was like, why can't I do that? Like, it's just so cool. Like, I want to do all this stuff. So I just like, he introduced me a bit to web development and stuff, but I was like learning it myself, that how it is done. And then in the second year as well, we learned other languages from which we could do web development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript and stuff. So I was like, okay, like, I know these languages now. And then in the second year, the internship I did was again with a startup from Canada. and they taught how to create websites on WordPress. That was the biggest learning. And then I came to Canada. The first job I got in Canada was based on that WordPress thing. So when I like look back, I'm like, it's so important to just take even the small steps, because if I didn't took that social media internship, I had nothing to speak in my second internship, like for the interview and stuff, like what is my experience. And I did the second internship. That is why I got the first job here in Canada. So that's my biggest learning, that just explore and take the small steps. After that, I got into research. Like I was creating my projects, like personal projects, etc. And then at that time, ChatGPT, Claude, everything was at really like huge hype and boom. So learned all of that, created personal projects, and then I got into some confidence that okay, I think I can do this for my life. I can do this. It's
Yeah.
not that hard. And then I talked to one of my professors because I knew that he's doing research and stuff. And then I got into
Mhm.
research, robotics, machine learning, and yeah, then it has all been like an incline. It has been very nice.
Wow, like you just mentioned during your journey, like the time when you were learning like WordPress and your first job, like WordPress related. So yeah, I can remember myself like during the like 2 or 3 years ago when I just also started my journey like as a normal college student. So that time I just thinking, okay, I just earned some of the money for my own self. So that time during the 1 week I just learned all of the things like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, some of the function during the 1 week. So it was the craziest part for me, and uh, I also learned how to like design a website on WordPress. So it was really amazing because I also get my first client on Fiverr because I already knew how to use WordPress. So yeah, absolutely, it was really amazing. So I can relate. I just get a flashback of my own self. Ki, okay, same thing also WordPress you have done. Okay, so Noor, like I just wanted to know, looking back, what's the one decision that completely changed your career trajectory?
Career trajectory. I think that would be last summer. Um, Before like
Yeah.
last summer, I was like, I was doing jobs and everything. I was at a good situation, but I was not seeing like an actual future in this field for myself. I was
Mhm.
like not sure that if I will actually get a job, if I have knack for coding and stuff. But then my aunt actually gave me an advice that just start. Don't think about future, just start, create your personal project. And then that was the seed I had in my mind, and I created personal projects. And I can actually say that it was the biggest advice that I got, or biggest trajectory, because before that I wasn't even confident that I could actually build systems. And then in just 1 year, I've built like two personal projects. They were actually good. And then I got into this robotics thing, presented this on a stage, got awards over there, attended hackathons, won those hackathons. So it all started from just those two projects.
Wow, really crazy. Okay, I will coming on your like AI and future stuff. Note like many young people they're struggling with their like self-doubt. Is it really working or not? Or like, so how did you like think about on this? Because each of everyone also go through with this journey. Ki, okay, uh, is it really going well or not? So I just wanted to know about your own journey, like how did you also take decision during your toughest time?
I think the one of the greatest lessons is obviously like just starting. And then the second, I think I tell this to a lot of people, and I think about it myself as well, that if there are 100 or 99 steps before getting success, then you should cover those
Yeah.
99 steps quicker than taking time. So for example, if I have to do if I have to go in 99 directions before finding that final direction, I would do that way quicker. I'll complete that in 1 month or 2 months instead of waiting for 30 years and realizing that these 99 directions were not for me. So just take those steps quickly, complete the failure path, just complete 99 failing steps and get to that 100 successful step. That would be the biggest thing.
I just wanted to know, like, what's your like daily like one habit that also impact on your personal journey?
I think one habit would be sitting and thinking of what I actually want to do, because for a very long time I was just running, like not thinking, okay, this person is doing that, let's do this. This person has done a certification, let's do that. But now I actually think and visualize that in what bracket I want to be. Like, do I want to just do a corporate job? Do I want to get into a startup? Do I want to pursue masters? Do I want to like chill, for example? Do I want to go for vacation? Now I just think
Yeah.
that, okay, I want to do this, and how can I do that? So for example, if I want to get into a startup, very simple example, I need to know coding. I need to like grind lead code. And this actually happened. I
Yeah.
gave one of my interviews for a startup, and after half an hour, they asked me a question on coding, and I knew the logic, but I didn't know the syntax. So I wrote the code in Python. The logic was all correct, but the mistakes I made in the syntax were like so annoying. And since that day, now I every day sit and I like solve 2 to 3 lead code questions every day, because I want to perfect my syntax. And if I get that opportunity again in future, I don't want to lose that by just like these errors. So like sitting and thinking about your future and your present, that what you did and what you should have done, instead of just regretting on it, just take the next steps.
Yeah. So, Noor, like, do you believe success comes from talent, hard work, or consistency?
I think all of them. Because hard work is very important, because if I see my example, I didn't know anything about computers at all, like hardware, software, nothing at all. But now I can confidently say that I am better than a lot of people in my peer group or to whom I have met throughout my life. And then that is hard work, and consistency is again very important, because hard work and consistency come hand in hand. Then last one was talent. I think everybody has talent, and I also feel that talent could be acquired. It's not something that you are born with. This is what I feel. So you can eventually learn the talent as well. This is my thought.
Okay, so what's your hidden talent?
What's my
Yeah.
okay, I'll have to
Yeah.
think about it. Hidden talent, I think I'm very good at numbers, and when it comes to making judgments in business environments. I think I have an eye for that, and I can like tell, okay, how this business would work, what were the strategies, and I think that would be one of my hidden talents.
Okay, so your part would be like business analytics, I can say. Like you can analyze this whole of the thing and you can say, okay, is it really works or not? This kind of thing.
Data and business analyst, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Each of everyone they will learn in their college or school life something, right? So I just wanted to know what's the one lesson you learned outside the classroom?
Okay, the one lesson is definitely keep moving. Like if you fail at one thing, there are
Yeah.
thousand more things to explore. So also the other thing I've learned is that earlier when I was younger, I always had an idea of success, that this is how success would look like. But now I think it is your mentality, your mindset. and your own idea of success. So you should not run behind what you see on Instagram, like influencers. Oh, like I would be successful if I have 1 million followers, or I will be successful if I am making 7 figures. I think it's very subjective, and you should find your own idea of success.
Yeah, so what's your definition of
I
success?
knew this was coming. My
So yeah,
definition would
tell me.
be straight up that I want to be in top 10%. That's it.
Top 10% on AI field or research and analytics like.
No, in any field, it has to be like financially, education wise, and then also in mental peace sense, because I don't want to be a rat, or like, who's just running, running, running. I want to chill and
Yeah.
have peace. So I think these three, and then fourth would be obviously like having my family around. These four things would be a definition of.
Hmm. Okay. So in my definition, if anybody want to improve their self or anybody
One
want to
second,
like
what is
grow
your
up,
definition of success? Let's
mine.
come on that.
My definition of success is that if you are happy or if you have the peace of mind, so this is the actual meaning of success. Because if you had of like in your bank account 100 CR or 1 CR, 5 CR, but if you are not enjoying, you just working or like doing work and work, and if you are not chilling with your friend or just doing whatever you wanted to, you just wanted to do, so this is the meaning, like actual meaning of success. If you are happy, if you are truly happy. But I just wanted to say, like some of the people will say, okay, I would be some of the religious, but one thing I just say, because I just completed a spiritual book of our Hinduism. So there have a sloka of very beautiful line of sloka, and it was really hit me and also touched me in very core. Like the sloka is that सुख दुखे समय कृत्वा लाभा लाभो जया जयो. So meaning of that slogan is that सुख दुखे मतलब during your happy time or when you were unhappy, in low and up time, so every time you also getting some of the emotion, right? So if you're just going with those emotion, you can't be happy. Like sometimes you will happy or sometimes you will get sad. So just do your duty, whatever you just wanted to do, and don't think like outcome or the out senses also coming. So if you're just thinking about the outcome now, so your mind totally goes on this like result, and you can't be happy that time because you don't even know is it really working or not, and you are totally focused like about the outcome. So that's why the Krishna also said ki just stay normal, don't be too much of happy or don't be too much of feeling sad, this kind of thing. So this look also hit me a core. So yeah. Yeah. So Nur, I just wanted to know about the AI and tech future. You also mentioned earlier. So AI is really transforming like every industry, right? So where do you see the biggest opportunity in the next 5 years?
I think biggest would be like, I would love to say like robotics and systems which have inbuilt AI and MLs in them. For example, self-driving cars. These
Yeah.
would be the next milestone, I think. Yeah.
Some of the there are apps like Claude, GPT, Gemini AI also, like lots of things. So how did you look on? Like lots of people think, okay, I don't think so it will give you the exact core of the solution, like any type of problem. And some of the people they are also using, okay, just for the fun and some of the creative idea. Okay, I have just one point of view, but if I using AI, so I can get multiple type of views. So how did you look on like AI and Claude?
Okay, first of all, I think a lot of people don't like AI. I love AI. I love using it. And then the second thing about is that if it is gonna take over or it has all the solutions, I
Mhm.
think it has 80% of solutions. It has
Yeah.
ideas, it has raw material, raw content, raw ideas, and then it is up to us to formulate it, to modify it up to our convenience for our own usage. I was like having a conversation with one of the startup owners who's making actually a machine learning model for product design. So they are inculcating like 8 to 9 steps of how a product should be designed. It could be hardware, software, or like any sort of product. And what they told is that when we go on AI, we search how I could design this product, it tells a lot of things. So we are gonna get millions of ideas in one day, and people are gonna vibe code or build millions of things. But what would stand out is that is human knowledge, is our idea on how to use and how to formulate that product. So there would be some stage when people would be like, oh, there are millions of products in the market, which one to use? Right? For
Hmm.
example, there could be millions of AI for web development. Now it just takes like 1 2 minutes to develop a website or something, right? But there are
Hmm.
problems with that as well. For example, it is actually a funny incident. Like I saw one reel on how some restaurant owner created their own website by vibe coding, and then there was one person in the customers who knew that what is happening. He went to the
Yeah.
console and he could actually see the orders of other tables from that website. He could see the bill of other people. He could modify its own, like his own bill from that console. So like you can do stuff without knowledge, but you need to have knowledge to be among those top 20, top 30 people who are building actually real stuff.
One thing there, like it was really interesting for me. Like lots of companies, I will say here they also rejected AI and AI services because it will take too much of cost and it will take too much of power. So that's why the company also don't have this kind of budget. So that's why they also replace with the human because human take low cost and their work procedure would be more simple. How did you think on it? Like AI will taking jobs or it will take some of the time and it will be like some of the generic question like in our every reel or every podcast like people also asking okay AI is taking jobs or not. But yeah, I just wanted to know your opinion.
I think it is definitely gonna take jobs. It has already taken a lot of entry level jobs, right? Like
Hmm.
a lot, if there was a requirement of 10 web developers, now it is just one. It has actually taken a lot of entry level jobs, but I think there are new jobs opening as well, but not at the rate of which like the cutting down. So the ratio is not even, obviously. But I think it should be fine. You need to explore more areas and acquire knowledge at a very higher pace than we did 20 years ago or 10 years ago. So you need to be very adaptable, learn new things. If there is a new AI, just quickly learn that, and then it should be fine. But it is definitely gonna take a lot of jobs.
So Noor, we are just like ending part of our podcast. So I just wanted to know what would be your one piece of advice the people also watching you to right now, and yeah, just know your opinion.
Okay, I think the first thing would be starting. So like don't think about it, just start, and then you could figure it out. Like it's not important to map out the whole way or actually look at the whole staircase before taking the first step. So just take the first step, see the second step, see the third step, and then take the next subsequent steps. And then the second one would be, which I personally relate a lot to myself as well. We always think that I wish I would have done this or that. For example, sometimes I think, oh, I wish I would have not came to Canada. I would have taken a gap year, tried IIT, tried that, tried this. So I think that is of no use now. Honestly, there's no point of thinking that I wish I have done that. It's done, it's gone, leave it, move to the next thing. Now see that what you could do, because believe me, and I think I have been realizing this lately, that there are a lot of opportunities. You just need to take the first step, and a lot of people don't take the first step. Like, we just think that, if for example, if I'm like using LinkedIn and I see some CEO or some like great people, the first instinct may, oh, they're not gonna reply to me, like they're not gonna reply back to me. But so what, just text them. Now I just do this, I just text people, and it's okay if they won't reply. And I think if you like text 100 people, email 100 people, one or two will reply back, right? It's not that bad. So you should just take the first step and not like think about or overthink about it a lot.
Wow, amazing. So Noor, I just wanted to know, like, how did you see yourself, like before 5 years ago and right now yourself? So yeah, I just wanted to know, like, what's the change you also see on your own self?
The first change I have in my mind is that I'm way more confident now. 5 years ago, I was not. I had like a fixed circle of people I will stay into. I will not talk to a lot of people. But now I think I'm put my best foot forward. If I'm going into a place, I'm going into a room, I make sure that I make my presence feel to everyone. I will talk to each and everyone. And it is actually nice because people are reciprocative. They treat you well, and it could actually lead you to a lot of new places. Like, this has actually happened. The only instinct of that, you need to talk, you need to take the first
Mhm.
step, and then just leave the rest. That is the best thing that has happened to me. And then second would be, I think 5 years ago I was way a lot emotional person, that I would like miss people if my friend is like going to another city. Like, my best friend went to Bombay for her bachelor's, and then I
Yeah.
was going to Chandigarh, and I was like really sad that I'll not meet you now, blah blah blah. But now I think I'm like more open. I'm more open to changes because it is gonna happen. And now I think that everybody, like all of my friends, now my idea of love or attachment has changed. Now, if I love a friend or like even my brother, my siblings, I would want them to be very successful. I would want that, like the whole group is successful, instead of just staying together, hanging out every day and doing that stuff. So I think that is adulting, unfortunately.
Yeah, got it. So, Noor, I just looking that you have a really good communication. So, lots of people want to like improve their communication. So, how did you improve your communication, or like, can you share your like feeling? Oh my God, I think I just messed up this kind of thing. So, I just wanted to know how did you like improve your communication?
Okay. I think first thing was uh, being a bit shameless. Like, I think I was having a conversation with my brother, and he is a more of introverted person, and I always like tell him that be shameless. It's fine. Nobody is judging you. Because I think if I'm going to a person who is very well educated, and if I talk about some stupid or nonsense stuff, they won't judge me, because they'll be like, okay, at least this person tried, right? The people
Yeah.
who have done the hard work, they will see the first step or like little steps of hard work, and they'll not make fun of you. This is what I have
Mm.
learned, because even you, right? If you see a person who is starting a podcast who has like 2 or 3 followers, you won't make fun of that person, because you have like followed, you have gone through that journey, and you know how it feels. So people who are
Mm.
actually good, well educated, successful, they won't make fun of you. But people who are not, they will, and it does not matter. You'll Because you'll like cross them in like next 1 year. So it's just couple months to improve yourself. That's it.
Wow, it was really a great line. But my definition would be like if you are introspection your own self, so you can like improving yourself. Like you are the best uh, person who can also judge yourself because you already knew about your own self. So I think you already knew how to improve your any type of any point. Like if it would be like communication, if it would be any type of your work related or any type of business related.
Definitely, definitely. I think that is very important. The example I was giving you, that I gave the interview and I didn't know the lead code. From the next day, I
Yeah.
started doing lead code because I don't want to repeat the same thing again. So definitely that is very important.
या गॉट इट। तो दोस्तों यहाँ पर ही था आज के इस पॉडकास्ट नूर के साथ एंड इट वाज रियली अमेजिंग टू कनेक्टिंग विथ हर एंड हर एक्सपर्टीज वाज अमेजिंग। उनका जो जर्नी था और क्या क्या अप्स एंड डाउन्स उन्होंने फेस किया, तो मुझे तो बहुत अच्छा लगा। मुझे कमेंट डाउन करके बताना कि आपको कैसा लगा, ठीक है। और मैं ये भी सोच रहा हूँ कि ये जो पॉडकास्ट है ना, ये पार्ट 1 में कह सकते हो और पार्ट 2 के अंदर है ना, मैं ऐसे और भी ज़्यादा नहीं तो और भी ऐसे सारे क्वेश्चन है जो मैं ऐड ऑन कर पाऊँगा। तो मुझे कमेंट डाउन करके बताना और ऐसे कौन सा क्वेश्चन है वो मुझे ऐड अगर मैं करूँगा ना, बहुत अच्छा रहेगा, ठीक है। तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, आई होप सो आपको भी बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा। क्या क्या आपको टेक डाउन मिला है मुझे आप बताना। मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो पर, बाय।